before she gets here.
Myles, if you could put a number on it, how much healthier are you now than you were, say, in late September?
Ooh, man. I would say like from a six to like an 8.
Was it really for 6?
Well, it wasn't a consistent 6. It was up and down, but it was definitely tough, just because it was so inconsistent. From play to play, from day to day. We're dealing with something or another. So glad I'm over the hill for the most part, and they can start to play in some good football.
You're still playing well, but you went 4 games without a sack. Does that eat at you like that?
Absolutely. I want to make plays for my team. I want to win games. And I know that if I'm going out there and I'm feeling just good, if I'm feeling at least like myself, I can go out there and be a game changer for us as a team. So I want to get back to that. So those 4 games, as disruptive as it was, blocking kicks and making TFLs, I wanted to get the ball out, want to get those strip sacks and just, set them back.
Maybe this is silly, Myles, but have you ever had a stretch like the one you had against the Chargers, 3 sacks?
Yeah.
When was that?
I think it was 1 time, 2 times in college and 1 time in high school. I had 9 sacks in high school in 1 game. And then I think Nevada and maybe UGSA. I know Nevada for sure, but yeah, had some stretches like that.
It's a little different doing it in the NFL.
For sure. In college, they're like, shoot, we'll just keep on singling them, or we'll chip them a little bit. In the pros, like, for the entire game, they're like, no, we're not going to let you get that opportunity. But they had a lot of confidence in their tackles for good reason, and took advantage of those opportunities.
Is it similar to like when you get mono basketball court? Are you just
Yeah, very similar. And you get those one-on-ones, and sometimes it's not quite clicking, it's not quite there, and at that moment I was just ready to seize it. And I was feeling good really early, so when those opportunities came, it kind of just lined up.
Myles, does it amaze you that anyone at this point in time would even think of single teaming you, leaving you one-on-one with somebody?
Does it amaze me? I wouldn't say it amazes me. You have I wouldn't say a lot. If you have a solid amount of really good tackles, who are athletic, great with their hands, good feet, and can do a great job on most guys in the league. And I feel like there are some outliers on defense and outliers on offense, and I feel like I'm one of those. So I know I'll get a little bit less singles than most other guys, but when I do, I'm gonna make the most of it.
In a game like that, what do you hear from not just your teammates, but maybe some of your colleagues around the league when they're watching you do something?
True. A couple of them thought I was going to break the record, so gotta live up to that next time. Gotta keep that going for the whole game. But after that little stretch, they made sure to go back to the status quo and try to take me out.
I think this is the first time we've talked to you since Darius was traded.
Say it again?
I think this is the first time we've talked to you since Darius was traded to Detroit. Just what type of impact does that have on you, and what are your thoughts on, like Isaiah and some of the other guys that are going to be asked to kind of try and fill that role?
Well, first, I like to say I've never seen a man smile so much going to a new place. My man was cheesing from ear to ear when he was on TV. But happy to see him feeling good, feeling like himself, and being positive. As far as the guys we have here, I have a lot of confidence. Isaiah's been studying behind us, Obo, and watching us and developing on his own and coming into his own. So we're glad to see him out there and getting those chances to develop into the player we know he can. And Obo's he's been consistent since he's been here. He's been a threat. And he's been that 6-man really off the bench, and now he's really going to get an opportunity to show what he can really do on a more consistent basis.
Kevin just told us that Mike Hall suffered a significant knee injury yesterday in practice, and that he might land on IR. So just wondering how disappointing is it to see him go down like that, and how well was he coming along?
I mean, it's tough. It's been a rough year for him, and want to see him keep his head up and be positive, throughout all of it. Use that time to develop as a person, as a man, and as a player. Knowing that these kind of things do happen to the greatest of players, but you have to continue to remain on your path, keep your head up, and keep working, and it'll work out and it'll figure itself out for you.
Myles, just with those two guys, plus you guys had already lost Alex Wright for the year, like how do you feel more broadly about the depth that you have on the D-line, knowing Jim likes to spell you guys and rotate you guys so much?
Well, I know he likes to, but at this point, we got to go with the devil, and if I got to stand for longer stretches, that's fine by me. I'm gonna go and improve my cardio, or just be prepared to play more snaps. I'm gonna do what I got to do, but we gotta find a way to win.
How much of a headache does Alvin Kamara present to you guys, and how Jim Schwartz mentioned yesterday he's kind of in a little bit of a league of his own in the fact that he's catching out of the backfield as well as he's running.
I wouldn't say he's in a league of his own in that department, because we got C-Mac, and both of those guys are similar in their roles, being so integral to their offenses and being just very dynamic. So I think he's a very special player, and I won't take that away from him. But we just got to be aware of him where he's at at all times. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he can catch the ball, he can do pretty much anything on the opposite side. So someone has to be accounted for him every time he steps on the field.
What about Taysom Hill? He just feels so much different than pretty much everybody else in the league. Is that how you view him? And when he's back there, do you still look at him as a quarterback?
No, he's whatever he chooses to be. Fullback, tight end, wide receiver, quarterback. I mean, man, he's also very dynamic. It looks different, but he can play just about any position on the field. So I have to be aware of him. He's going to be physical. He's crafty. He's smart, and he's more athletic than you give him credit for. But he can move, and he's strong. So they're not afraid to line him up. Facing a DN, or running through the gap and trying to bowl over a middle linebacker. So we've got to be prepared.
Lincoln, your former teammate Eric McCoy is supposed to be here. And what does he do to help them bolster improve their offensive line across the board?
Well, he's really damn good. That helps. I mean, he's smart. He's consistent, and he's vocal with his communication. And he makes it a lot easier for the guys around him.
Myles, you talked about how you're feeling. You've been pretty candid about just the injury you've been dealing with this season in general. Is it something where those kind of like the feet injuries especially kind of healed itself a little bit, or is it something you might still have to address this offseason?
A bit of both. Things are getting better, but still something to address in the offseason. So I'm not looking too far into the future with all that. We got a game coming up here soon, but that is further down the road.
The bye week, kind of getting off your feet for a little bit, aid with that process a little bit more?
Definitely. Taking some time off, using it for recovery, and just being away for a little bit. It definitely helps a little bit.
Myles, Joe Woods has taken over play calling the Saints defense. I know you were pretty supportive of Joe when he was here, when we were always asking you about him. What can you expect from, or what can your offense, I guess, expect from the Joe Woods defense, and what were your thoughts on him?
I mean, I don't know how he's running things down there, so I can't really speak on what they should expect. But I know he'll have his guys ready to play, and they'll be very, very informed on what we do well and what they can attack. So just be on the P's and Q's and don't be surprised by anything.
When Jim was talking about the lack of turnovers, the takeaways that the defense has created, especially interceptions, he also said this not only is secondary, that if the pressure rate is better and you force guys into mistakes, so quarterbacks into mistakes. So do you guys as a group take some of that responsibility for maybe the lack of interceptions you guys?
I think we're pretty damn good up front, but if he wants takeaways, we can get him in other ways. So if I got to start dropping back and catching picks myself, we'll figure it out. But we're going to start taking the ball away.
How much longer can the Cavs streak go?
I mean, I haven't seen anyone can stop him yet, so I think as long as they wanted to.
Boston on Tuesday, they're gonna win.
Wanted to them too.